How's everybody doing? Welcome to the weekly Skeem podcast. It's your host, Mansa Musa Jr., and we're here with another episode. Who's going to save the youth? We're on all social media platforms, so make sure you check us out. We're going to try to get this the weekly Scheme podcast group going with a whole bunch of other things with other podcasts. So that's in the making right now. But we got a good subject that we got to get into because there's a lot of stuff going on, and I've been following it. Just keeps popping up on me, so I feel I have to talk about it. And it's about the youth. Okay, the youth right now are going crazy out here in the streets, and it's just and what these police are going to do is use this as an excuse to do whatever they got to do, government, whatever it is. It's not a conspiracy theory; it's true. But it's like the youth. If you talk about youth, you got to talk about why children are the way they acting out here, and you got to go back to the generation before, which you would have to come to my generation, which produced this one. And we were kind of wild, so we just made another generation that's wild just like it. But this one has no fear of anything, and that's what I'm going to try to bring out to everybody so they can understand what's going on. Check up on me. Oh, Mr. Random. Thank you, Mr. Random, for stopping through. Appreciate that, brother. But yeah, what we're gonna start with is the youth is probably like you could say 10 to what? 24? 10 to 24. Okay, so you gotta think from 10 to 24, everything that goes on from that. So you really actually going from, what I'm saying, a child, you go into middle school, then you go to high school, and then from high school you probably going to college. So you're an adult. So you actually are just starting to know what you want to do at that point. But with the key point is that is impressionable is what you teach your children or what you allow your children to do. Now there's different stages of that, and there's certain criteria that people are supposed to follow, but some people can't do it, and that leaves their children home by themselves, and they ripping and running. They used to call them latchkey kids. So, and most of them people, they were good people, but they just didn't have the means to be able to take care of the children or come get them from school, or taking them to different like activities, after school activities. So it was what it is. Here's the key. The key gonna be over here, or you just like most of the time I'd have it latched on to me. So and then I come home, open it up, go in there. You know what you're supposed to do: eat, sit your butt down, don't touch nothing, don't burn nothing. Here's a number in case of emergency. Don't be calling it unless you need an emergency. And that's what most families did, and mine did too. See, we got two in there. We got two in the building. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate you coming through. But yeah, so it was like most of the time it was we'd be home by ourselves. So we learned at a young age, and they caught in New Orleans, that's where Mr. Random from, they called jumping off the porch. That means you're out in the streets early. So if you don't have a parent home, that's where most of the kids are doing. They're running somewhere, father, or a father's taking care of the kids, mother's absent, or both are absent, grandmother taking care of them. So they ripping and running. So a grandmother that's older, well, okay, yeah, it used to be older. Now you got kids that are raising kids, or they say I'm a grandma, like they be like 30 something to about, I say about like my age, 40, 45, maybe 50. Like they getting younger and younger. The generations is getting younger and younger. And then and that's what people are doing. They're out here, going crazy, doing whatever they want. Oh, Tone looks at eat if you have food in the house. Said, I never got down the stairs, let alone got on the porch. Man, listen, some people they jump off the porch early. So me as a child, I didn't look at it jumping off the porch early. It was daggone. This was normal life, which they later down the line told me was just chaos in my life. That's why I was around a lot of chaos, because that's what I was taught and that's what I saw. So But it don't mean that if the parents aren't in the house, because I know people that are crazy, they had both parents. They were crazy as a bed bug. They was crazy. So the upbringing, I said, it has different, like, criteria to it that depending on something. Because I know people that didn't have parents at the home and they grew up to be good kids. But some, it's your drive. But most of these kids, like, they don't. This generation now, all they do, you just stick a iPad in front of them, some type of pad in front of them, and they're just sitting there. Some of them want to go out and do different things and play sports like that. But they're a generation that's moving faster. So you got the internet for them. You got different things that's got their brains moving. So most people can't even understand why they children. They think it's behavioral issues, but it don't be behavioral issues. And yo, this is a disclaimer. I'm no type of doctor. I'm not no type of psychologist, but I'm telling you, I didn't went through stuff, so I know stuff. So, but peep this out. So their brains moving too fast. So most of the time you'd be like, yo, they have behavioral issues and they don't be having behavior issues. Their brains is moving too fast and you ain't keeping up with them and giving them enough stuff to keep their brain stimulated. So most of the time with me, with children, is I get on their nerves because I be on their speed. I can move up and down. You can call me a shapeshifter. I move. Don't take that serious. But I can go all, you know what I mean, in different areas. My father taught me that to go in different areas of people, change, adapt, and overcome. And that's, you know what I mean, that's just the process. So most of the time I could go deal with children. And that's what I look for. I look for children, man, because you know what I'm saying, they tell you the truth. You go up to them, your breast stink, and they be like, yo, your breast stink. You know what I'm saying? So children, they truthful. You know what I mean, adults is they're the ones that mess everything up. Because it's like the late Dick Gregory said. He said, if you look at a child and pictures or whatever video you have of them between 1 and 8, he says there ain't nothing wrong with them. They fine. He said they start acting crazy after that. And if you think about it, he said 8, but I said 10 to 24, they start acting crazy because they didn't learn all that bull crap from watching you, your friends, you know what I'm saying? And different stuff like that. So they picking up different stuff and you done messed them all up already. But before that, they was happy, go lucky kids, you know what I mean? Not knowing what to do. You know, they just moving as life going along. So most of the time people don't understand that, and and Siri keep going crazy on me. They don't understand that, and you got to understand that their brains moving. Be quiet, woman. I don't want to talk to you. And you got if you can't keep up with them, you're gonna lose them. So you can have both parents in there, and if they just not paying attention to their child, then they done. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hard on children. I am. I don't find it. I don't call hard. It's just like I just know everything they doing. I'm on every move they doing. So they're like, Dad, go on. I let them breathe. But if you with me, if you just listen to what I'm saying, you ain't gonna have no problem from me. None at all. You know what I'm saying? None at all. But so what that's doing is leaving a void because we really don't, as that generation, don't really know how to speed up with them. And it's leaving a gap. When you got a gap in something, it's a whole bunch of trying to get over there. It's, you know what I mean? You put a gap in a spark plug, you don't put it the right way, it ain't gonna start or it's gonna cut off on you. And that's just the way it go. And they causing a gap between, I mean, these generations, and that's what's hurting us right now. That's why they rather run to the streets, and it's all colors. But I feel like in particular, it's more heavy on people of color because they're mostly in the inner cities. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at it, there's Caucasians, they run to the city anyways. So that's what I'm saying. It's all of them. If you look at it, it's all of them catching it. The younger generation, they're dying in the streets. They're all dying, and nobody seems to know how to fix it. The only person I see that's trying to fix it is Farrakhan. That's the only one I see really out here and running around in these streets and trying to help people. So at the end of the day, if you can't control these kids, they're gonna go out in the street and they're gonna start doing different things that they're doing out here. They out here murdering people. They murdering older people. And I was just on the watching the first 48 with my wife, and guess what? Guess what they got? They got some young kids, 13, 14 years old. They murdered a 64-year-old woman that was going to park in there and get something before she went home at a convenience store and got shot, killed. Boom. See what I'm saying? It's just like these generations. See, now they out there. So where are these kids this young out in the open for? You know what I'm saying? Just running around and then out that late. But then you got a gun. So where you get the gun from? And then they had stolen cars. I'm like, so okay, now they ripping and running. That's what I'm saying. Jumping off the porch early. They doing all types of things that they shouldn't be doing. They should be actually home learning something. You know what I'm saying? But they not doing that. And they out here getting themselves hurt. They out here making decisions that getting them 100 years. Football numbers. Football numbers, that's what they getting, and they never see the light of day again. So now we losing the youth like that, or they out here killing them. So both of them, you get killed, and then the other one going to jail. And if they don't get caught, they out there killing more people. You know what I'm saying? And this is what's happening to us, and it's bad. And nobody knows how to control them. So who gonna stop all these kids? Nobody got solutions. Everybody just complain about them, or they just let them do what they do because they can't handle them. So what are people really going to do out here? That's what I want to know. What people really going to do? Who's going to save them? Because most of the time when you're looking out there in all these protests and stuff, it's younger kids. It's younger kids out here doing it. So the no fear that they got, they ready for change. And then this doctrine that you want to call it here in this country, this doctrine, it can't, you could tell it had a plateau to it because it can't even control the youth no more. It can't control them. They don't want to be there. They not in school. They don't want to do nothing. So they out here acting wild. They don't listen to the parents. They going crazy. So what you gonna do? What Tone Loc said? She said, I always say I'm scared to death to see the world my kids will have to grow up in. Yeah. You want to know why? You want to know why? Because if it continue down the road that it's on, it's going to be very, very bad. It's going to be very bad. But me, because this is going to be a series of me talking about this. This is number one. I'm going to have another one, which is going to show you how they're using them as a tool to do certain things. And that's why, like, most of the time we don't even want to talk to them. Like, I always talk to them. I tell them to be safe. I don't be trying to control. You can't try to you try to control them, you're gonna have a problem. But the one thing I don't deal with the kids is the disrespect. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be disrespectful, then I'm gonna make you step up to that adult level if that's what you want to do. Because I'll give people a break and give you a chance 2-3 times not to do something. But if you want to keep doing it, you're gonna get what you deserve. I'm giving it to adults, so you want to act like an adult, I'm gonna give it to you like an adult. And that's what I teach my children. What'd you say to me? How you talking to me? No. That's one thing about me. I'm old new school. What do I tell them? If something goes down, follow dad, not me. Only follow me if dad isn't here. Well, yeah, you can do that, but you gotta learn how to get with those kids though. You gotta learn. Because if you don't, they're gonna control you. And then if you get in control, sometimes you don't even know if you're getting played. I can see a young kid doing it. I see young kids doing it all the time. They'll be trying to play. I'll be like, yeah, you just gonna really play with me. But I talk to a child. I'll talk to him straight up. I'll be like, you just gonna play with me. You just gonna play with me and just do whatever you want to do, huh? That's just the way we doing it. Okay. Give him a couple chances, and after that, I'm on you. That's what it is. I'm gonna be on you. But most of the time, they got two parents working in a household, and then the child don't have nothing. They in aftercare, and they not really getting no no good leadership there. These kids just trying to fend for themselves. So who's gonna say to you? I think we gotta save them, but nobody else doing it. Everybody else either they scared of them, they don't want to say nothing to them, or you not in time with them, and they be like, "Yo, you just old school, but now you ain't gonna tell me old school because I'm on time. I'm on time." Some of these young kids, they see me ripping and running before, so at the end of the day, you gotta be able to speak their language and move with them because you can't speak the people's language and you just not gonna be getting through to them. That's why most people out here they got podcasts, they can say it, but if you can't reach the people see it don't matter if I say two phrases. If I say two phrases, you can live off of two phrases. This is just give me gems. You can live off of two phrases that I can say to you, and you can break down the two phrases and keep getting stuff out of it. You get what I'm saying? So you gotta have sustenance into what you talking and then be up to speed with them. Tone Loc said, "That's why you are here. They run circles around me." Oh yeah, they run circles around people, but they sometimes listen. Sometimes when I'm tired, that's why I always work on my mind. I always work on my mind, and I'm constantly learning all the time, everything, and I'm constantly keeping up with the internet and different things like this. Like before, I'm not supposed to. I don't like being on video and stuff like that, but I'm doing it because it's this. I think it's my calling. I'm going to do it. I'll get better and better, but it's also to teach them. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to teach different kids how to do different things in different avenues. You ain't got to do all that crazy. If you want to do it, make money. See, this is what I'm saying. And then I wanted to tell you this. This is the other part of it. And this is a good one. They when we were in quarantine, you got to remember the first states that they were letting out was, I think it was Georgia, okay, and Texas. They were doing that. They were letting people back, and I was like, yo, they just letting people back out because people was crazy before they went in there, right? Okay, it was crazy before they went in. Then we went in quarantine. Then they had them sitting, but there were still people ripping and running because I knew some people, they was still ripping and running, but it was just on a low until, like, you know what I mean? Like, I thought he was gonna put like borders up, but they ain't do it. So people kept still ripping and running until they started getting mad in a couple places. Now, if you look at it, Texas, it's a whole bunch. Well, you can look at, let's do Georgia first. Georgia got high COVID. They say got high COVID things, and guess what? They got killings got like crazy out there. They just had one King Von, which was from Chicago, a big thing. He just got shot right out there in the open. Boom, done. They had unmarked police shooting at them, going crazy. People dying out there. Like they just be going crazy out there. They doing whatever they want. If you look at their kids, you know they outside doing what they want to do. They started opening stuff back up again, and they started tripping. And you got people that had beef before all this went down. You just let them right back out there playing. And the people you want to keep in jail, you letting them back out on the street. Then you just had the one Mo 3. This is a rapper. Listen, these are younger guys too. Mo 3, you had him. Now listen, you had him out there. He got shot on the interstate in Texas from Dallas. They out there, Warren. Little Boozy go out there. He to the vigil. He go out there out into their little city and he gets shot too in the leg. They listen. They don't want to hear what you saying. They don't want to hear what you saying because you're not speaking their language. I can't say it enough. You can't speak these people's language, these kids' language. They're gonna eat you alive. And then look, and then they already pissed off because we ain't leaving nothing for them. We not leaving nothing for them. What we give to them? We ain't giving no, because people keep thinking it's about a bunch of material stuff that you gotta give them. Now you ain't gotta give them a whole bunch of material stuff. They just want to know why you ain't tell me something. You ain't telling them no pain, no struggle, no nothing. You out there doing stuff with them, smoking weed with them, getting high with them, clubbing with them, tripping, and wonder why they don't respect you. You can't do it like that. You gotta give them respect, and they'll give you some, but you gotta be able to speak their language. And I can speak it. I can speak their language. I know a lot of other people that did. I was trained to just do it, so you can speak it. My father could. He always was able to speak to all people through all ethnicities and age frames. I watched it for years. For years, I watched my father do it. Now I got a gift of it. I could do it. You know what I'm saying? I could talk to kids, man. I know what to do. Leave them alone. You know what I'm saying? That's all you gotta do. You gotta be wavy with them. Like Max B said, you gotta be wavy with them. That's what you gotta do with them. It's God honest truth. Be wavy with these kids, speak their language, and then they'll start to listen to you, and you won't have to beat them down. Cause you want that battle you ain't gonna win. That's war babies that people wish for. They have no fear. That's what they are. But I ain't gonna get too much into that because that's a part two. Because that part two of them being used as a tool is a whole nother thing. It's a whole nother thing. That's why most people like, and most of the people say, well, why are you so hard on them? Stop being hard on them. But when they get older, they the ones that can't control them, and I can control them because I know what to do with them. You just gotta know what to do with these children because it's coming to time now that they coming to age that they gonna be mad. And then this did like some of like my older son, I'm gonna have to deal with him in a little bit because he always be acting. Me and him clashed here a long time ago, but he was always like that since a child. But I knew because he has a mind on him, but he just likes to be manipulated. He gets manipulated too easy. And I'm gonna hit you with something else. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. Children are blank discs, which means that you can instill many things in them that will stay with them forever if left unbothered. You have to watch their children and learn between the ages of 1 to 8 years old. Your child actually learns from the inception of birth. Rethink pregnancy and how you go about it, because that's how you make kids. What's up? What's up, Pete? How you doing, brother? We talking about these kids out here. Thank you for stopping through. Tone, what you said? We're gonna read some comments. Who wants to give them anything? That's the problem. This generation feels like they are owed, and when they don't get something they want, they act out. We need to bring that old school back. Yeah, but that's true. That's true. But if you do that, they pull back and they fight against you. And that's just how they are. So then what do? That's what I'm saying. You have to understand and move with them, because they moody and in split second, pap, and they own you. That's why most people, they can't do it, because they split second, and that's why people like, oh, I'm scared of them. Man, you ain't gotta be scared. Because I told you, like, man, I tell kids, I said, man, listen, man, you can do what you want to me. Because listen, I'm gonna tell you what they did to me. They this is a true story. They had a hole dug for me, and they was gonna put me in it. They was gonna put me in it. My father, I love to death, and one of my uncles was gonna put me in it, because they was like, yo, because I was looking like a bad seed. And they were like, yo, that's not what we made. And what the hell is you doing? But I just had to go through my path in life to learn. But they was always there. Like, they never knocked me. But it was a point in time where they was like, yo, he's getting too old and we can't push him. So they was like, yo, they was about to get me out of here. And that's just how some things are. That's how some things are. But me and my father, we got at peace with a lot of stuff that he told me. And he gave me a blueprint. Tone Luke said, what's up, Pete? Tone said, I'm not going to let them walk all over me in fear. They're going to retaliate. Oh, no, you ain't got to. That's the point. You shouldn't be scared of them, because they look for that fear. And that's the problem. When they look for that fear, they pounce on it. But I've been around a lot of, younger ones out here, and I just give them respect. Like, I'm not going to sit there and just down you and beat on you because I'm older than you. I think I'm better. I'll tell you something. You don't want to listen to that. That's on you. And then once you figure out I did tell you the truth, be like, yo, and then a certain type of respect happens. Then you get older on, you be like, okay, he get, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta, that's why I said, once I start this act or the Skeem team, it's gonna be good, man. We're gonna put a lot of stuff out there. You can get on them, and it's gonna be a lot of stuff on them. I'm telling you. It's gonna be right. It's gonna be right. We're gonna do what we have to do out here to get the youth supporting my man. So that's right. Pete always support everywhere with me. On my Mansa Musa Jr. page, on my weekly Skeem, you always support. And that's what I'm gonna do with you, Pete. You know what I'm saying? Watch some videos for you too. But who's gonna say the youth? Are you willing to do it? Or you just gonna let them go and just rock? Because either way, you either gonna help, or they just gonna run over you and beat up on you anyway. So you just might as well just fight and just try to fix them. That's what you need to do. Try to fix them. I'm saying, so I was going to go a little bit longer, but I'm not going to do it like that. So thank you for this episode that we just had. Who's going to say the youth? There's going to be a second part. We got a Cash App for any donations to the Weekly Skeem podcast, the Scheme of Things, money sign, the Scheme of Things. You know what I'm saying? But y'all just be good. We on Facebook. We got a page. We're on IG. You know what I'm saying? Evidently on YouTube, which is what we use to go live. So just follow us on all those platforms. And and we're gonna get better and better. But I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. And this is we still having a regular one on Thursday at 8:30. So we just gonna be catching up and just do more and more, because I initially want to do two a week, but we're gonna start the Scheme of Things TV and everything. As soon as my wife want to act like she want to do her show, we're going to do that. But we ready to come. We're going to have a network. I got a couple people getting together with me. We're going to do a couple other things, take this thing to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Change a whole nother outlook again, because we go level on level. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a lot of catching up to do, a lot of other things. But y'all be good, man. Thank y'all for coming through. Y'all be safe out there. And remember, man,